We have been told a lie about productivity. We are told that if we just wake up earlier, grind harder, and sharpen our focus, we will eventually reach a state of peace. We treat our to-do lists like a ladder to heaven, but many of us have reached the top of that ladder only to find it leaning against the wrong wall. Today, we begin the Solomon series. King Solomon was the wealthiest and most productive man of his era. He built temples, cities, and empires. Yet, he left behind two books that seem to contradict each other. Proverbs tells us to work hard. Ecclesiastes tells us it's all meaningless. This is the Solomon paradox, and understanding it is the only way to find true rest in a world that never stops moving. Let's go deep into the exposition of Proverbs. In Proverbs chapter 12, verse 24, Solomon writes, "The hand of the diligent will rule, while the slothful will be put to forced labor." To understand this, we must look at the original language. The word Solomon uses for diligent is the Hebrew word sharutz. But sharutz doesn't just mean busy. Its root meaning refers to something sharp or incisive. Imagine a gold miner's tool or a sharp threshing instrument. Biblical productivity is not about the volume of work. It is about the sharpness of the work. A dull axe requires more strength but produces less results. A sharutz worker, a diligent worker, is one who has sharpened their focus. They know what to say no to. If you find yourself overwhelmed today, it may not be because you aren't working hard enough. It may be because your axe is blunt. You are scattering your energy. Proverbs teaches us that the rule over our time comes from the discipline of sharpening our priorities. Without sharutz, you are not a leader of your time. You are a slave to your distractions. This is the first pillar, excellence through focus. But then we turn the page to Ecclesiastes and the tone shifts. Solomon looks at all his great achievements, the forests he planted, the palaces he built, and he says in chapter 2, verse 11, "Then I considered all that my hands had done, and behold, all was vanity and a striving after wind." The word vanity here is hevel. In English, vanity sounds like pride, but in the original text, hevel means breath, vapor, or smoke. Think about smoke. You can see it, it is real, but if you try to grab it, your hand goes right through it. This is the second pillar of our paradox. Your work is real, but it is temporary. Why is this a productivity lesson? Because if you expect your career, your bank account, or your legacy to provide your soul with permanent security, you are trying to grip the smoke. This is why high achievers suffer from burnout. They aren't just working, they are trying to find their identity in something that is fundamentally a vapor. The Solomon paradox teaches us this. Be diligent because God called you to work, but be detached because your work is not your God. How do we live between these two truths? Solomon gives us the answer in Ecclesiastes chapter 9, verse 10. "Whatever your hand finds to do, do it with your might." This is the bridge. We don't work hard because the work lasts forever. We work hard because the God who gave us the work is eternal. When you realize your work is a vapor, the pressure to be perfect disappears. You are free to be productive without being anxious. You can sharpen your axe and work with all your might, knowing that your success doesn't define your worth. It is simply your act of worship for today. You manage your time not to save your life, but because your life has already been saved by the one who created time itself. Thank you for visiting this library today. If you want to dive deeper into biblical productivity, subscribe and join us for our next entry in the Solomon series, The Ant and the Architect. For this week, ask yourself, is my work sharp, or am I just busy? And am I trying to grip the smoke, or am I resting in the one who holds the wind in his hands? Go in peace and work with all your might.